All right, and we are off. So, first world really just kind of gives you an introduction. If you've been here for a lot of these races, you've probably seen a lot of it. You can see some damage boosting done right away. Oh no, and Dad loves beer, so that's really unfortunate. The timing isn't super tight, but that kind of strat obviously leads you to a little bit of risk of dying. If you get too close. So you see, the ideal situation is you kind of take the hit and break the barrel at the same time. So you run the risk of taking damage, which happens to Dad Loves Beer. So we overcompensated a little bit, broke the barrel first, then took the hit. Unfortunate setback, but not a huge one.
Okay.
Let's swap over to Fathlo audio here. All right, so just a little bit of explanation. A lot of the quick movement tech we can go over really quick. You're going to see just as much rolling as you possibly can. There's things like crawl space warps that Fathlo just did that save a little bit of time, and you're going to see a lot of extended rolls, which is really just kind of precisely, letting go and retapping Y at certain moments to extend your roll longer than it normally would go. So here in the water levels, these are actually probably some of the most difficult levels to optimize. You can ask our friend Joe in the chat here. He's a big fan of water levels in this game. But Fathlo, being the experienced runner that he is just cruising right along. And this level is real nice because you skip like 70–80% of it at least. You got a little bit of rolling you do in the middle. A little bit of rolling here and a little bit in the middle. And this is an example of an extended roll. He lets go of Y after going through the second of that set of 4, and then represses after going through the third one. Ooh, so ideally what you do there is you kind of roll off the tree and kind of go back just a little bit to roll into that guy to build up speed. Didn't get there. He bounced off of him, which kind of led to a little bit of an unexpected result there. Kind of causes hesitation. You see Dad Loves Beer kind of gives you a good example of what's going on there. So World 2, we got Winky's Walkway, probably the hardest level in the entire game. And let me know how that goes. Thank you for letting me know. Yep. Winky's pretty standard level. There's some extendos in there that are a little tricky, but fun to watch, I think. This level you just straight up skip. Which is nice. It's an auto-scroller. So no tears were shed when you just skip over that. Bouncy Bonanza is definitely if there's a wall in World 2, it's this one. It's not an overly difficult level, but it's definitely got some tech in it that kind of ups the challenge a little bit. You're going to see Fathlo here in just a moment try to go through these crawl spaces and skip through the B cycles, which he's not going to do there. He got caught on the tire, but he's going to try and do it here. Yep, you see him kind of jump out of the crawl space and just roll through without having to wait on the bees. But yeah, it's still a pretty standard level. Fathlo played it really well, really solid. This is bee skip, where you skip the bees. Yeah, that's pretty much right. Stop and go, another just warp through level. So, yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this tournament. Okay, DadLovesBeer opts out of doing kind of a riskier jump there. He didn't get a good look at where he landed on that tire. Yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the tournament so far. We got some good matches. How did they come up with B-Skip? A lot of work went into it. A lot of thought process. So what you're seeing here is a setup for a super jump. We're going to watch Donkey go off the screen here, and that's going to kind of be stored, so to speak. Fathlo taking a different approach than I've ever used, but it works out just the same. That barrel is there normally. You usually have to go get a tire. It's a big waste of time. Joe, was it you that did it? So our boy Neki here is one of the few, maybe really the only instance of RNG, and it's really minimal. It just comes down to where he kind of spawns here. Saves you just a little bit of time. Oh no, it looks like DadLovesBeer missed the super jump while I was admiring this great Neki fight. Uh-oh, that's not good for Fathlo. He should still have enough time. So the warp barrel here disappears after a couple of seconds. Still there, good. So moving suboptimally can cost you. But no problem for our boy Fathlo. Treetop Town, you know, it's a lot of levels early on get skipped. This is no exception. DKC 2 and 3 have them kind of all geared in the first two worlds. They're a little bit more spread out in this game. All right, so here's our first big challenge. I personally don't go for this in a tourney setting, but I'm also not, you know, like a 32 runner like Fathlo. He might not be going for it either based on what he just did there. Yeah, he's just going for the super jump. Okay, so there's a 3 different kind of big tricks that you do in this game. There's super jumps, which is what you see Fathlo do right now. He's kind of just sailing over the stage at kind of a slow speed. There's jump rolls, which we'll show you a little bit later, and there's super jump rolls. Super jump rolls, as you might imagine, are a combination of a super jump and a jump roll. And if he had, you know, gone for it and gotten it, he basically would have cartwheeled into the sky at a really fast pace, and everybody would have been, wow, this is amazing, and we'd all clap. I would clap over the mic. Doing a super jump roll here in this setting is kind of dangerous. If you fail it, you lose like, I don't know, like 40 seconds if you try to just go finish the stage as normal, and like at least 20 if you try to reattempt it. So in the name of safety, Fathlo just goes for the super jump here. Pretty harmless, just a standard about 20 seconds you lose for not getting the SJR. So this stage is really cool. This is one of my favorite stages to play. You use a lot of extended rolls here to go over gaps that normally you'd have no business going through, like that one Fathlo just covered right there. Looks like DadLovesBeer also just went for the super jump. I wasn't watching, but you can kind of tell by his rate of speed what he's got. All right, and you're about to see an Omega extended roll from Fathlo. Goes way longer and carries him across that gap as well. But yeah, this is just a fun stage. It's probably the first kind of challenging stage to optimize really well. Fun fact, sometimes you can go through that last rope and just kind of clip through it and fall into a pit. Certainly has never happened to me before. Oh, is Fathlo going for the O-Gang jump roll? Oh, he's just gonna... Interesting. we're watching no map warp here. He's just going to go forth and play the stage with Espresso, which I more power to him. I imagine DadLovesBeer is probably not going to do the same unless they agreed upon this before the race. The Fathlo's in another water level, so I'm going to go take a look over how DadLovesBeer is doing and see if he goes for the map warp. Yeah, well-executed O-Gang. You don't normally play that stage, so, great job Fathlo playing it well. However, DadLovesBeer is going for the map warp. So he's going back to World 1 here. He's aiming for that corner before Reptile Rumble. Gets it first try. So he's looking for an exact frame at the point you hit the corner of the map, and it just kind of sends you here to the very end of O-Gang. So do most people. Fathlo is the exception, which is why I was very taken aback by him not doing. Fathlo forgot today. He just like, here, I'm going to play the stage that we don't normally play in the run. Let's just roll with it. So getting it first try gives DadLovesBeer a couple seconds back on Fathlo. King Zing here. Or is this Queen? This is Queen B. King Zing is DKC 2. Getting my games mixed up. Pretty standard boss. The hardest part, tech-wise, is probably to get that first hit with Diddy while the king is up in the or the queen's up in the air. But handles it like a champ. And he's on to World 4, where we kind of start to get to the meat of the run. Less warps, and just more heavy execution. Are they married? That's a good question. Their relationship is not defined in the canon as far as I know. I would like to think that they are. Fathlo taking a little trip up in the air real quick. So you're going to see what's called a barrel boost here. Just like that. So you grab a barrel and jump on a slope. You just kind of boost. It's a very self-explanatory name. Just kind of go through the air and boost. DadLovesBeer, meanwhile, not really having much trouble with King Zing. Yeah, no trouble at all. Yeah, where are the lore masters? Where's Claude when you need him? I don't know if Claude is well versed in DKC lords. I think it's his least favorite of the three. But yeah, DadLovesBeer keeping pace after his unfortunate mishap in both World 1 and 2. Really not major like minute-long mistakes, but he's still in this race for sure. It's still anybody's game with all the tricks we've got coming up. And he nails the barrel boost. Fathlo playing a little bit safe, not ducking under the first B there. But yeah, slip slide is, I think, our second to last warp we take in this run. The last one comes in World 5. Oh no! DadLovesBeer, I don't know if he just missed the jump, if he was trying to play optimally there, but he falls into the death plane trying to get into the hidden barrel. And another death for not getting the extendo. That's unfortunate. This level is definitely kind of like the line in the sand. This level is kind of where it starts to pick up a little bit. There's the extendo. Oh, yeah, there he goes for it this time. So the optimal way to do this, you want to jump into the barrel from the bottom, so you don't have to see kind of the jumping animation and then watching them fall into the barrel. It just leads you to, unfortunately, fall or get really close to the death plane. So if you're not careful, you can die. All right, it's Croctopus time, everybody. Hope you enjoy your music. You guys want me to just be quiet for like 2.5 minutes and just enjoy the music? Just say that this level's incredibly painful to optimize. I agree, Lucius. It's definitely a really hard casual level if you do not know where that secret shortcut is. Because the barrel timings can be real finicky. For piano, let's see. So we're at the end of the level. We'll be listening. If you hear the piano, that means Fathlo didn't quite go as fast as he could. Not like right here. You'll hear the piano come up again here in just a moment. Right here. I lost in the music for a moment. It's really good. Yeah, a little tech there and avoiding breaking the barrel. Even levels like this have tech, folks. You're watching them kind of cut into the corners a little bit. Trying to, I mean, we call it cornering. Pretty simple. I wonder if we use a K. I don't know. I've never like actually looked up the tech, like the words on the wiki before. But I hope we use a K. Otherwise, we've got a missed opportunity here. Don't think we're going to get pianoless. Close, though. Still a really good effort from Fathlo. Getting pianoless is really hard. These levels, water levels, are really difficult to optimize. So here we've got Torchlight. You're going to see a lot of what look like impossible rolls. If you are standing on the very, very edge of these oil barrels, you actually will not get hurt by the fire. And, you know, you might notice it's really dark. Can't do anything about that. Getting squawks lags this level a lot. So, you know, being the experts that we are, we just kind of just say, see you later, bud. See you in DKC 2. Have a good time in that box and move on. So Rope Bridge Rumble. I'm not familiar. Fathlo is going to go for the super jump roll here. Okay. So this will be our first chance at seeing an SJR. And he does not get it. He's a little late. So you can tell if somebody's early or late by what happens when they do not get it. If they just cartwheel, that means they try to press Y a little too early. If they jump up in the air doing a super jump like Fathlo did, ooh, not good. But he had a backup donkey just in case. If he jumped straight up in the air like he did, that means he was too late. These are frame-perfect tricks in most cases, if not all cases. So real difficult to pull off. Gets his ditty back. So this has been our kind of first real notable mishap from Fathlo. Not really anything major. He definitely lost a good chunk of time here. DadLovesBeer, this is probably the most time he's gotten back other than the map warp. Is RBR really 7 frames? I wasn't sure if that was a myth or not. But I don't do RBR, so I just hear a lot of hearsay. So, yep, there we go. There's Fathlo hanging up in the corner. It's a cool little tech. Allows you to hit the beaver just a little bit earlier. That's good to know. Joe is a much better historian of this game than I am. Much more knowledgeable about all things DKC 1. All right, so here we go. This is where you start to see the difficulty ramp up. We're first going to see an SJR attempt from Fathlo here in ODA. Does not get it. Just a little bit too early there. Yes, Oasis, you can, but because of the super jump roll and the setup, you do not do it anymore. Because you need that first Kong barrel to set up the trick. That used to be the strat before SJRs were discovered. You are not mistaken on that. The bright side is you get to see a good level. Little bit of rust. Oh, yep, nice extendo though. Because presumably, hopefully, you don't play this level in a good run. So Fathlo is just going to do trick, track, trek. Big opportunity for DadLovesBeer if he does decide to go for the SJR. Oh, wait. He did not. I was not paying attention. So he did. It looks like he did the strat you were talking about, Oasis. So he's just going to play ODA normally. So DadLovesBeer, I know he's a little bit newer of a runner. And then a lot of his PB, I think he's been working a lot on not having to get, lowering his time with as few frames as possible. So I guess I'm not too surprised he did not decide to go for that. There's been a few fair, a few just costly things that have added up. He took a death doing a strat in the first level, a somewhat more difficult strat than you'd expect. Messed up a super jump that cost him probably about 20 to 30 seconds, and then a few deaths in 4-1. And another death right there. That's unfortunate. All right, so now we're going to see Fathlo. He's setting himself up to do a little bit of a skip here. Going to roll under this elevator and onto this one, because normally you have to wait for that second to last elevator. Like, your earliest opportunity to jump on it normally is when you're, like, at the bottom. So doing this saves you a good amount of time. And now we're at Poison Pond. This is another level where you might see some safeties go on. Oh, another right in the same spot. That's really tough. So it's like I said back in Torchlight, you have to be standing on the edge of those barrels. And so that obviously comes with an added risk of just walking right off, like you've seen. So tough deaths to see, but definitely some understandable ones. And Fathlo here, is he going to go for clips? Okay, he gets through them. Okay, cool. Got through the mincers, kind of abusing on guards, invulnerability in the lunge animation. And from here, it should hopefully be smooth sailing. He's going to kind of ride the top here, kind of come down towards the end so he doesn't hit a mincer. Losing on guard in this level is really costly. All right. I'm curious to see if we'll see another jump roll attempt. This is one, if you fail it late, you die. So, and it only saves about 3 seconds optimally. So, we'll see if Fathlo goes for it. It's not a hard one. There we go. There's our first jump roll of the night. So yeah, this one isn't a huge time saver, but it has a little bit more risk than a typical jump roll. A typical jump roll, you fail it, you like kind of feel a little bit bad, and then you move on. This one, if you fail it early, you can keep going, cartwheeling through the air like you see here. If you fail it late, you bounce off the head and you die. Not a super costly death, but a death nonetheless. We need to see some Winky levels. Hey, Joe, when are you going to organize the All Winkies tournament? All right, so you're seeing DadLovesBeer do the same tech here at the end of Elevator Antics. Well done, well executed. The important thing is he's getting back on the horse here and not shying away from stuff. A lot of times that can be people's first reaction when they're having a rough go at a tournament, is to just kind of peel back and just try to do things that won't get you killed. But that doesn't win you races. It doesn't allow you to come back from races. So good on DadBod for just kind of getting back on the horse here and still going all out. We got Blackout Basement now. You know, it's another one of these levels. You play enough times, you know, getting dark doesn't matter. You've memorized the level. You have a good sense for everything's going to be. There's some tough rolls in here. Some well-timed rolls. A lot of times what people will do is they'll turn up the brightness on their TV and you can actually see like the black and yellow strips on the ground. And those usually serve as good visual indicators since they're always at the end of platforms. So it looks like DadLovesBeer having a solid Poison Pond, kind of closing it out. Losing on guard here obviously still loses time, but not, you know, big deal. We'll probably catch him right here. Yeah. Boss Dumb Drum. I don't even know if there's like really anything to say. Fathlo playing a little bit safe here, changing on the third phase. You do run a little bit of a risk. Because if you jump on the first clamp too early, I don't even know what their names are. Well, what's DadLovesBeer doing? Is he not cartwheeling through the air? Did I miss something? I'm so entranced by Boss Dumdrum of all things. Interesting. Alright, well, while we're watching a minecart, let's go over to Fathlo here. Is going to be attempting at least one jump roll. I don't know if he's going to go for Creme Tut. I guess there's really no reason not to. Unless he feels that it's just too risky. So there's two different jump rolls you can do here that save variable amounts of time. The slower one, quote unquote, saves about 42 seconds still. So very valuable to get. You know, just playing around here. Not much you can do auto-scroller wise. It looks like he's setting himself up for Creme Tut, but I could be wrong. Yep, there we go. Does not get it. That one's really tough to set up, and it's actually really tough to execute post-setup. So he's now going to go for Bird Tut. Does not get it either. Big opportunity for DadLovesBeer to close the gap a little bit, kind of down the line. He's kind of, unfortunately, suffered enough deaths that, nice, he got, you know, Fathlo getting the freebie there. But definitely an opportunity to close the gap if DadLovesBeer goes for Bird Tut. Yo, you got to raise, Fathlo. What the heck are you doing? Guy's typing mid-level. Fathlo? Okay, I guess he wasn't typing mid-level. Alright. Well, I don't even really know what to say to that, y'all. Oh, man. Well, that was really nice of you to let DadLovesBeer kind of back into the race. I guess that's what I would say. Isn't that a classic mistake? I've played this game for 4 years now, and I've about had every death in the book, and I've certainly never done that. But yeah, again, I'm not too sure what DadLovesBeer, if he goes for any frames at all. I'm not too familiar with him. He has an opportunity here if he does. But Fathlo is most certainly going to be going for both Misty Mine and Platform Perils. My greatest weakness is that I can never remember the levels in any of the games I run. Ever. So here's our boy Ramby. Ramby controls really poorly, but he's also the fastest way to get through this level. A classic dilemma. They're gonna see, he's gonna hopefully do a pretty cool jump here to get himself between some of these mincers here, right about here. Yep, there we go. I really like that jump. It's not hard to execute. There's a really nice visual cue for when you should jump. And the dangerous jump, you kind of slide off the edge of the platform just a little bit and take that jump. If you do it too early, you're just gonna fall in a pit and die. All right, gets out without taking damage. DadLovesBeer going for Bird Tut here. Also does not get it, so that's unfortunate. That was a pretty big opportunity. But these, again, these are one-frame tricks. They're very difficult to pull off. Oh, dang. No Misty SJR. So, unless DadLovesBeer goes for anything, I guess we'll be SJR-less. It's unfortunate. It's a cool trick to show off, but it is really difficult to pull off. Fathlo's got one more attempt here. I certainly hope he can get platform perils. You want to see some cool jump rolls. As cool as the minecart one is, it is not a huge time saver. I mean, it happens. It definitely happens, unfortunately. See if Fathlo goes for the dangerous jump here at the end. Yeah, he plays a little bit safe. All right, Fathlo moving on to Loopy Lights, one of my favorite levels. And for whatever reason, that guy you can roll into without punishment. I think he's the only one in the game like that. But yeah, again, just another standard, you know, you play this game enough, the lights don't really matter. You hit the barrel, you hit the barrel. It doesn't really hurt you that much. That does hurt you, though. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. Normally, I just try to swap right away. It looked like he was not intending to get hit. Well, actually, it does look like he was intending to get hit since he waited. A little dark. He's doing some tire rolls here. Very, very close to that B. Thought he was going to get stung in the butt. Yeah, pretty standard finish here. He's going to try and roll into this guy too. Does not do it. And again, that's like you're landing on the very edge of the platform. You don't have a lot of space. And it's not a huge time saver. It looks like DadLovesBeer opts for the super jump strat here. It's a safer way to play this level. I'm actually, the more I see DadLovesBeer, DadBod's a viewer and a channel I watch. The more I see DadLovesBeer, the more I'm impressed with his time going for a lot of these safeties. Getting like a low 35 with a lot of the stuff he's doing. Yo, there we go. There's a jump roll. Nice. It's really impressive. You know, when you get kind of like the 36 range, even like 37s, you're really tempted to start adding in a lot of jump rolls. And he's kind of only really gone for the biggest one, the big time saver. Yeah, here we have our jump roll. I love this trick. It's so much fun, and it skips over a level that's actually pretty difficult to execute. So we just see him roll through the air. Here's your fun little factoid. You actually lose height as you go along in that state. Very slowly, very slowly. Void, who I'm sure a lot of people familiar with Donkey Kong games knows, he actually, I don't know if he officially timed it, but it took him about 7 minutes to hit the death plane from just sitting at the end of the stage like that. Neki not posing any problems there. Alright, so Fathlo is moving on to our final boss. Go King K. Rool. So really the big thing you try to do here is not... Well, I guess he might have been doing that on purpose. So I think it's faster to... I think Joe was telling me it's faster to do this with Donkey because his fanfare is shorter. So I don't know if that was on purpose or not. We're going to say it is. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. But the idea is that you try to hit the top of his head as soon as you can. Uh-oh. Okay. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, you want to hit the top of his head as soon as you can. And that's really the big thing. Fathlo's taking some really interesting deaths here tonight. And here we have DadBod in perils. I assume he's not going to go for the jump roll here. We'll see, though. It's a learning experience for all of us. But does not get it. So, doing Bird Tut and Perils are probably two of the first ones that you typically add in. Bird Tut, or I guess Tut in general, which tanked up trouble, is definitely the biggest time save, so you definitely want to learn that one to save a lot of time. Perils is a pretty simple one to learn, and like I said earlier, it skips over an execution level or heavy execution level. Yeah, we'll talk about that with you later, Fathlo. I have some questions for you. Getting faked out. So I got a question. Did anybody actually get faked out by these credits the first time they played? Like, not even necessarily credits, because once you see this, you presumably know it's not the end, but like fake out and think you would actually finish the fight. All right, Fathlo is completed. That came up a little early. That's my fault. Spoiled it in the race channel, y'all. So we're swatching over to DadBod's audio for the very end. A time of 36:23 though from Fathlo. We're gonna see if we can get him in here. So DadBod closing out here. We can't get Fathlo. Hopefully we can get DadBod and talk to him a little bit. I'm just interested in hearing about his strats because, again, it's like I said, you know, when you get to about like a 36 range, it's kind of about the point you start thinking about adding in these frame perfect tricks, these jump rolls and all that. And so it's really impressive to see somebody at the time kind of getting as low as his with kind of minimal jump roll attempts. Looks like we may not get Fathlo in here, which is perfectly fine. We'll talk with DadLovesBeer here in a moment. Fathlo, are you in the Discord? I'd say if we can get you in, I definitely will interview you. There's DadLovesBeer with a 38-37. And I cut out the sound when I did that. So I think what we'll do here is we'll try to get DadLovesBeer in here and we'll kind of chat with him a little bit. Both runners played well. Both fought through some adversity, some unfortunate, some self-imposed. Great race all around. Fathlo, do you want to get yourself joined up in here, or do you have any comments in the chat about your performance? Any thoughts on what went wrong there in Tanked Up Trouble? I think that's what we all want to hear about. All jokes aside, you did a great job today, though. That was a good run. Some misfortune, some unfortunate circumstances, but a great run. All right. All right. Seeing if DadLovesBeer wants to join up and hang out in here for a moment. Oh, we're also in the process of getting Fathlo, hopefully. But yeah, I think you guys kind of got a good sense for what Donkey Kong Country can be as a speed game. You know, the kind of silly deaths aside in Fathlo's run, really kind of indicates how difficult this game can be sometimes. Fathlo is mere seconds off the world record in this game, and he obviously still has trouble hitting these frames. It's very tough. It's very tough to get, you know, 6 to 7 in a run. And, you know, so I think that's what's going to make this tournament really fascinating going forward. You know, there's definitely distinct tiers of runners. I think you've already actually seen it. There was actually what I would call kind of a mild upset kind of earlier in pretty much the first match that was aired of the tournament, with Blueberry kind of upsetting Peachy, who's, you know, also a, you know, world record caliber runner. You know, it's just that's the kind of thing that can happen. You know, somebody hits some frames, somebody, you know, just takes an unfortunate death. You know, one guy hits the tanked up treble jump rolls, one guy doesn't. You know, those things can all swing a race really easily. All right, we've got our runners. Yeah, much bigger risk reward. Can I move people? Let me see. I can't. Hey, Fathlo, can you hear me?
Hey.
What is up? I think I'll try and bring. Let's see.
Hello.
You guys should both be in here, and I can hear you. So, how's it going? How did you feel about it? First of all,
it was fun. I think I played well. I was just screwing around and tanked up trouble, so and I'm killing myself.
Yeah, having a little too much fun.
And then the same thing happened in K Rule.
So was the first hit intentional? Losing Diddy?
No, that was a mistake.
Because I've seen lately the strat is like you actually take a hit on Necky, and go in with DK. So I wasn't sure if you were just doing something different.
I was gonna do that, but I accidentally got bopped. So, well, guess I'm just going like this.
But you know, I think you did a good job. I mean, I was just talking about how this, you know, your run, deaths aside, really kind of highlight, you know, even a higher level runner, you know, you're not going to hit every frame every time. So what makes this kind of a tough game to get really good at.
Yeah, I think I missed like all of them except Perils and MCM.
Yep. And I assume Frenzy was just an active choice. I think a lot of people kind of...
sorry, actually, I was going to go for it, but I accidentally broke the barrel on the Creme when I was trying to set it up. So I was like, well, I don't want to go for it now, so I just went to the super jump. Yeah,
see, I didn't really think much of that because, you know, normally when we were just doing the super jump, you know, if you broke it on him, you broke it on him.
Yeah, that was an accident. So I was like, well, I'll just do the super jump then.
All right, we've also got DadLovesBeer. So how did you feel about your race? I know just some unfortunate deaths along the way.
I was pretty disappointed with that run though. Death and Jungle Hijinks kind of set me off. Losing, you know, time right off from the start, and then missing the super jump and millstone kind of lost me a lot of time. I died twice in Snow Barrel Blast, and I died twice in ODA as well, and also another death in MCM. But I feel like at 38 though, considering all those deaths and all those time losses, really aren't that bad. And this is also my first race, so I
definitely commiserate with you there. I got a 37 something yesterday. It was just a massive blow up, and it happens. This game is not easy. This is a very difficult game. I wanted to ask you actually. It looks like, do you only go for Tut and Perils jump rolls in the runs?
So my PB, I have a PB of a 35.50, and my PB doesn't have any frames in it. I don't typically go for those in my runs, but I only went for them in the run here because of the significant time loss. And I actually just learned the Perils jump roll yesterday. So I didn't really have too much experience with it, but I figured I'd just try to put it in the run to see what would happen.
Well, they weren't bad attempts. Both setups looked pretty nice. You know, it's a frame. You have, you know, 1/60th of a second to hit it. And so I was saying this whole race, I was impressed with your PB, you know, not having any frames and just kind of getting better and solid with the movement. I'm actually very impressed that you don't really even attempt frames. So good things coming from you in the future and definitely in this tournament. I don't know, do you guys
overall I was, you know, kind of disappointed with all those deaths because I know I can play a lot better than that, but overall, you know, a 38 with all those deaths and time losses really isn't.
For sure. And I think there's 8 people in a group, most groups, so you've got 6 more races to go, including you and me have to get out at some point. So yeah, lots of opportunity for redemption, for PBs, everything. Probably not many opportunities for you, Fathlo. You're kind of way down there on the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, do y'all have any other comments? I don't think we've got anything pressing. I think most speed gaming channels are about done for the night.
No, it was a fun race. I fun with it. I was pretty nervous to start out the race too, but
yeah,
I kind of got over it. I'm always nervous for these tourney races. Doesn't matter which.
Well, y'all got through it. You know, you delivered some good entertainment, and great job. More from, you know, both these racers coming up. Give them a follow if you have not. We got Fathlo23 and DadLovesBeer. So yeah, I think most of the channels, like I said, are about wrapped up for the night. Tomorrow, I think there's a lot of Ori randomizer going on, if I remember correctly, and there will be a few more DKC matches if that's what you're interested in. At least, hopefully so. We've got one with Blueberry and Zigwigui. Sorry if I messed that up. And we also have Mozzarella Cheese and Stu, who you saw a couple hours ago. Stu cranked out a 33.58 in his race earlier. That guy is a madman.
Yeah.
So lots of good races coming up in the next couple of days. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all had a good time, and have a great night, everyone.
See ya.